Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of the RK Football Podcast. We are back after a great FA Cup weekend, I should say. Obviously, we have had just the FA Cup quarter-final draw. We are doing this in the midst of the West Ham and Brentford game, so we don't know who is going through from that match just yet. But may I introduce the crew? We have got Stuart, David, Matt Ty, and me, Matt as well,
Hello, hello.
on today. Hope we were all good.
All good,
Um,
can't
Yeah, man.
complain.
what did we all think of
Well,
the FA Cup weekend?
can't complain.
Um, as a Chelsea fan, I went through every emotion I think you could possibly go through under the sun, thinking it's Wrexham, it'll be a tough game, but I think we've got enough on it. Saw the team sheet. Oh, I think he's made too many changes here. See Wrexham pretty much control the whole game and thinking we haven't got a chance. See Wrexham fans feel what every Premier League fan feels with VAR. And then finally overpower them in the 118th minute after a red card. So I went through the ringer from between 5:30 and 8.
Yeah.
Which I
Proper cup tie, though, isn't it? Proper
was
cup
a
tie.
cracking cup tie.
Yeah.
And I think I think if Wrexham had beat Chelsea, that would be a whole episode on Welcome to Wrexham Disney Plus. But thankfully, because they lost, it will probably only be half the episode now.
Yeah, this is it.
The build up to it, and it's like, oh, we took Chelsea to the distance, and we've been rewarded with
Probably not half.
No, and Chelsea have finally been
We had
rewarded.
10
This is the first after the cup draw. This is the first cup game of the year that Chelsea are at home. All of the League Cup was away,
Wow.
apart from the two-leg semi-final. All the FA Cup's been away, and we finally got a home game, and it's Port Vale. Like we could have had Arsenal, Liverpool, City. Like those are big guns, but. And don't get me wrong, Port Vale absolutely fantastic, outclassing Sunderland yesterday with the way they played. Got to be upset of the week, and Southampton going to Fulham as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
True that.
I will take that. Although in a few weeks' time, if it turns out that Port Vale have turned us over, I will never come back on this podcast.
You will. Go on. You have
Yeah,
to. You have to explain yourself.
I'm here for the Spurs relegation party.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, just to say all that very, very briefly, I didn't see the game, but it looks like Wrexham put in a really good shift, and probably all props to them for doing as well as they did, even though they did
Honestly,
lose.
I think if Wrexham had gone through, it was one of those like, yeah, fair enough, they completely thoroughly deserved it. It was 1-1 at half time. Chelsea scored own goal. Garnacho had a shot and he was cleared off the line and hit the back of a Conquo. And to make it 1-0, which was very fortunate. But the whole game, like Wrexham just completely controlled. They seemed so up for it and Chelsea looked so disjointed. So if it ended up being like 3-2 Wrexham, like that would have been a completely fair result. It could have easily been 4-2 Wrexham as well. The red card really swang it just right towards the end. And yeah,
A lot of people
Not
said
for
it was
Chelsea this
harsh.
time.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's quite
not a
nice
Chelsea
not to be. It's quite nice to have a red
Nice
card.
to have 11 men on the pitch for a change.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. Not sure if I like it.
Yeah.
But...
Embrace it, because it's not going to happen every time now.
Nah,
Could you imagine VAR going, excuse me, you booked the wrong team?
Yeah.
It's like,
I just to say,
like he snapped Garnett.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, I was just going to say Chelsea Wrexham. I mean, with Wrexham doing really well in the Championship, Chelsea Wrexham could well be a fixture that we see in the league, in the Premier League next season. I wonder if Spurs Wrexham will be a fixture that we see in the Championship. But I'm sure we'll get on to Spurs or in the Premier League. But it depends on how things go. But yeah, I mean, Wrexham, I think they're sixth at the moment,
They
possibly
are,
fifth in the playoff places anyway. Yeah, so could well see them in the league next season.
But do we think that it was a very good game, great from the neutral perspective as well. But I do have the opinion of that a lot of people were ripping into Chelsea saying it's not good enough, we should be playing better, yada yada yada. Yes, okay, we were lucky, but we still went through. In the nicest way, we are going to come against teams that are going to be so up for it because they are like, this is a huge opportunity for us. The prize money, all that malarkey. Yeah, we could have gone out. I mean, any team that has tossing in it, you could easily go out. But I do think that you've got to take your hats off to Wrexham. Like you said, they were brilliant in the game, but we got through. We got through.
But even Arsenal, Mansfield, like at Mansfield gave Arsenal a very good game. Like the first 10, 15 minutes, Mansfield really controlled the game and got themselves back into it as well. And it did take Arsenal having Ezra score a pretty special goal to try and get over the line. And it was only 2-1. You've got to remember, if you speak to an Arsenal fan, they're the best team that's ever played football. They're going to win everything and win the world. So the fact that Mansfield's only lost by 1 goal to them is
not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
You have to say, though, even if Arsenal did lose to Mansfield, I mean, they'd be getting a right ribbing on all the social media platforms and all the rest of it. But Arsenal as a whole, if they do go out of the FA Cup, they'd be thinking, I mean, it's not, who cares? I mean, we're in for the league this season. I think that's part of the reason why the FA Cup isn't quite as, for the bigger teams. Yeah.
Well, it's the same attitude I had last season, remember? Like when we were in the league, it was like we got lost the League Cup final. I was like, we've got the league. It's the same attitude. It's like... Because obviously they were awful trophies, so it's I
can see it to a point, but at least with Liverpool, you guys have won stuff more regularly than Arsenal. Whereas Arsenal, last successful trophy they won was the FA Cup, which they beat Chelsea for in COVID, which is going back nearly 5 years. And like I think at any point, if any Arsenal fans, be it the League Cup, FA Cup, or Champions League, or whatever tournament they create next with the Emirates Cup being voided, they would got to take a trophy at some point. Like, they need something. They need something to prove that Arteta can actually get the team over the line, because they've been runner-up in the last 3 seasons in the league, and
semi-finals last season in the Champions League,
and semi-finals in the Champions League. They're very much he's very much a nearly man, being Guardiola's number 2 when he was at City. He needs something to show it. The FA Cup, yes, he came into Arsenal, won it against Chelsea.
But with Unai Emery's team.
With Unai Emery's team, and it was the Frank Lampard Chelsea, who was under the transfer embargo, so it was very much a very young, unproven, proper team with like Tammy Abraham leading the line, Reece James, Mason Mount, and so on. There was a few players who could have been there but weren't. But if you take it going forward, and Pulisic was dominating the game, then went off with a hamstring injury, which completely changed the game. But since Arteta's had full control of that team, they have never won anything. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I would be thinking, we've got to win something now. Otherwise, he's got to start being questioned. He's assembled this squad, yet we can't seem to get over the line when we've had such promising positions.
I see what you mean, Matt, but the FA Cup, the FA Cup, and I think we have had this discussion before about what Arteta needs to win and kind of what the priority is, particularly with this season, with them being, the front runners for the league. I think if Arteta and Arsenal only win for example, if they only won the FA Cup this season, you'd have to say that's a failure of a season for Arsenal, given how close they are for winning the league and everything.
100%. They are fully fully league or bust. But I think if they do bottle the league but win the FA Cup, I think it might be
enough.
I think it might just give Arteta a bit of another season just to try and, because at least it's shown that he can win something. It's one of the. I think if it was the Champions League over everything else, then he probably definitely start
different question. Yeah, absolutely. But just the FA Cup, I don't think that would be enough. I think Arsenal fans would want.
This is the best, but it's the best chance he's had. Like since the 5 years, the times he's never had this kind of situation where basically he is. Like the idea of being like, it's not unusual for them to be 7 points clear at this time, but like
quadruple.
With other teams are a bit inconsistent around them. Yeah. Like this is the best chance he's probably going to have to win like a major trophy. So if he doesn't win it now, then you think it's like the climate is suited for him to win it.
Yeah. I was looking at the comments about something about this. I think it was on the BBC comments during the game with like the live text chat. The debate was: are Arsenal that good, or has the rest of the league been below par this season?
I think that Arsenal have been that good across not just the Premier League, but also in European competition as well, to the extent that if Arteta doesn't win at least 2 trophies this season, put it this way, if he wins 2 trophies this season and not one of them is the Premier League.
So if he does the cup double, he's sacked. Is that what
he's
saying?
out. I'm sorry, he's out.
But
if it's one of the
I don't know, 2 trophies. It's hard to. But when you say in terms of like,
and you've dominated the Champions League,
it's
your closest challengers. Let's be honest.
But with the Champions League, let's not forget, Spurs finished 4th in that league table, above Barcelona, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Man City, and PSG and the likes. Yet are 1 point off getting relegated.
Yeah. And you say as well, just
but
about
also
like,
if you-
like, has the rest of the league been as strong? I mean, we're only really talking about Man City and Liverpool, and they've not really been up to snuff, particularly Liverpool. And City have had kind of wobbles there and thereabouts. But I think it's unfair to say
Yeah.
if Arsenal do go on to win, I think it is unfair to say that it's always the caveat that the rest of the league hasn't been as strong, so you've kind of walked to the title kind of thing, But you still need to.
They still need to go out and win it.
This feels like deja vu. It feels like I'm talking about last season. This exact same argument we said about when we were top of it.
No, but that was true,
same
Stu.
thing,
The rest of the league was
Yeah.
poor
The
last
rest
season.
of the league,
I'm joking.
But this season, I think there's so
It was the same
competitive,
argument.
and a lot of people can beat everyone. And it does sound very similar, but the difference is that this is the best position Arsenal have ever been in under Arteta, and that is a fact.
Yeah.
They are in the best
To win the
position
league,
they've
yeah,
ever
absolutely,
been.
yeah.
They got
Yeah.
Leverkusen. They could potentially have Bogo Glint in the next round, and there's the other team that Bogo Glint are facing. I can't quite
Sporting, I
remember.
think.
Sporting, that's it. And then I think they can meet Spurs in the semi-finals. I think, if I remember correctly.
Imagine.
Now,
So,
imagine that
so
route.
the idea of seeing Spurs get to semi-final Champions League is hilarious. So
That
I
would
think it'll be hilarious if
Imagine they win it and get relegated.
the Spurs stop Arsenal winning the Champions League.
that would be immense.
Because Chelsea are on the other side of the bracket. Can you imagine if Chelsea stop them winning the Champions League because we're on the other side of the bracket?
do you still qualify? Like, is it one of those things? If you win it, you still qualify wherever you finish.
If Spurs win the Champions League, get relegated. They will go from playing Blackburn to Barcelona.
Exactly, yeah. Stoke City. Oh yeah, now we're playing away to
Atletico Madrid. Yeah.
But I think
or the Super Cup or the Super Cup, right? They'd be sitting
Oh,
there
that's it,
in
the
the
Super
Super
Cup,
Cup,
of
like,
course.
they're playing like the Championship
Or
game.
the Club
Then
World
they've got
Cup.
to go and win the Super Cup. It's just, oh god.
but yeah, I think that this is the best position Arsenal have ever been in under him.
Yeah, true.
He has to, for me, this season.
I agree.
The position they're in has to win the Premier League or Champions League, or else I'm going to put this the best way. Fuck off.
Yeah,
You can't do it. You can't get us over the line. Get out. We need to get someone else in.
I've got to be honest though. I think after that, obviously opening up that 7-point gap midweek, it's looking. It will take one hell of a collapse by him, but it's looking
They
like
won't
it's
collapse.
got.
I can't see it.
No, I mean, they still have a knack. They've got that knack this season to grind out results that they haven't had during that period. That I think would be enough to get him over the line. But you never know. Weird things have happened. But yeah, if he doesn't get the Champions League
There is
and
a
Premier
bit of
League, he's
resilience
back like
to
he's
the Arsenal team this year, whereas before they have deck chaired. But
yeah,
I just
got
don't
more options off the bench.
don't want to see it.
Oh,
Don't
we
get me-
don't want to see it.
No.
I don't want
I
to see
know.
it. And it's more to do with the fans. I think they're one of the most arrogant
Yeah.
fans.
Arsenal, I hope they win the league over City. I do not want Man City to win the league at all. So yeah.
The only reason I want Arsenal to win the league is because then me and Davies can be right in our predictions. That is it. I have no other
And
reason.
and I think Arsenal would bloody well deserve it. I mean, my God,
Oh,
and
yeah,
just
yeah,
to see
they've
not
been
City
top
win
so long.
again, like
I would hate to see a
Um,
team who's been top all the way through have it nicked, unless you're Spurs. Then I would 100% want to see that.
Yeah, I think it'd be funny if Arsenal bottle it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it would be
it's
funny,
perfect,
but I
isn't
think
it?
they
It's-
deserve it. I'd like them to win it. Come on,
Yeah, you would.
please, Arsenal.
Yeah, but then I truly believe if they win it once, I don't think they'll win it again though. Like I don't think it's a back-to-back thing. If they do it once, like, it's not
Depends.
like a,
Depends
Will they
on
do
their
a Leicester
business
and get
in the summer
relegated
after
for a
that.
few years' time?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
The
that would
thing
be.
about go on.
I don't know. I was just about to say that that would be absolutely hilarious if that did happen.
Yeah.
Like Arsenal went down after a couple of years, but it's not probably
The
what
best-
happened. But you never know.
The best champions know how to improve the squad in the right areas to go back to back. All the best do. Like Chelsea, when we won the title, we then brought in Essie in the next season.
Yeah.
And then look, we went and done it again. Like they know how to do it. Whereas teams like some teams they struggle with that. Like City did for so long before they then brought in Guardiola and then managed to dominate.
Yeah, I don't
So-
see Arsenal re-strengthening and going again, to be honest, because I think the relief and kind of just of finally winning the title after however many years it's been, and how close Arteta's been in the last 5 years or so. I think when they do eventually get over the line this season, I think they will. I think there will be such a kind of exhale of relief. We
A
finally
bit like
did
when
it.
you
I
lost
think
your virginity, where it's like, oh, finally did there.
Speak for yourself, mate. But I think, but I think there will be just that kind of almost relaxing, almost like we've done it. Now we we can just now we can I don't think they'll be able to kind of go again. I don't think the mentality would be quite there. I think they'll just be more so relieved, not bottling. Yeah.
So they're so mentally exhausted from trying to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there'll be too much like, oh my god, finally. Yeah.
No. But we'll move on from there. And obviously the FA Cup draw has been done as we discussed earlier on. We are now at the quarterfinals, and you have got Southampton versus Arsenal at St Mary's.
That'd be good.
Chelsea versus Port Vale at Stamford Bridge, as Matt Ty said. Manchester City versus Liverpool at the Etihad, and either West Ham or Brentford versus Leeds United. So some very interesting ties there. You look at that Chelsea game and straight, you just feel like surely they're going to get through that. Surely they're going to.
You would imagine.
That. Yeah, exactly. But Matt Ty did actually have something he wanted to mention something, so I'll pass this over to Matt Ty and see what everyone thinks.
I read on BBC Sport probably half an hour before we came on here. They were talking about the magic of the FA Cup and how, with the loss of the replays a few seasons ago, how lower clubs are sort of feeling it more because it was more tailored towards the top end clubs with the less of fixture congestion. When if you compare, say, the Premier League to League One, we already have less league fixtures in the season because we have a smaller league. We're only doing it because of the European factor. And one thing they were discussing is in order to bring back a bit of magic to it, is adopt what they do in Germany and Spain, which is where teams outside the top two divisions in the cup game, so I think they do it in the DF Pokal and the Copa del Rey, is teams outside the top two divisions, they always automatically get drawn at home. And they've seen impressive results. So I think it was Holster Klein last season got all the way to the German Cup final by playing their games at home. And then in La Liga, I think a third or fourth tier side knocked out Real Madrid and made it all the way to the quarterfinals. So I'll be interested to know what your guys' opinions were. So if you take that into consideration, it would be Southampton and Arsenal would be as it was, but it would be Chelsea going to Port Vale, which obviously undid Sunderland on the weekend.
I think ostensibly the idea is nice and kind of goodwill. There's a good intention behind it. I'm just not entirely, not comfortable is the word, but I'm not entirely sort of, I don't know what my thoughts are on kind of just sort of tinkering with a tournament just to sort of maintain the magic of the cup, which I'm growing tired of that phrase, to be quite honest. It's kind of bandied about a bit too often, and I'm kind of like, I don't even know what it means anymore. But I think does it need to be tinkered with, these kind of tournaments? Just, do you know what I mean? I get it. It's a good-willed idea, but I'm not entirely sure about the whole, like, well, let's kind of let's think of it here and there. Do you know, like,
it's only a small thing.
It is. But then you do that, and then the other things start coming in. I think
it's because like the season after the replays got scrapped, you saw quite a lot of lower league sides hosting a Premier League club and taking it to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Where the season before they'll be getting a massive payday because they'll be then getting the second match and going to. I think it was Spurs. I think a team from League Two had drawn with Spurs. But rather than the game finishing there and then they go to Spurs like a week and a half later, they then played another half an hour. But that's where the strength and depth of the Premier League clubs, because they were able to then bring on Son and Richarlison versus, I think it was non-league. I think it was a bunch of part-time players. Like, you got Son and Richarlison coming off the last 20 minutes because it's in extra time. And it just blew away this side, which I think is what people are saying. Like, the whole point of the magic of the FA Cup, being the oldest cup competition, and it involves every single club involved in football, be it amateur, grassroots to the Premier League. And the fact that it's lost that replayability for the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth round because the big clubs are busy in Europe, and you're stopping the likes of Marine getting a third round replay after against the big boys, but then getting blown away by them bringing on their starters because they want to go home. It's a bit naff.
Yeah, I think.
Interesting.
I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem with it personally.
It's not a bad idea. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but I just like, it's constant. What about like bringing like an away goals rule, like the old Champions League away goals rule? Like, if you get drawn away, you get double. Every goal counts double or something. Like, I think that might be a bit manic, but
I miss the away goal so much.
Yeah, me too.
I personally would bring back the replays. Personally,
yeah,
I would. I think
know.
I think back to won. I think it was 2009. The season was Chelsea had Southend United at Stamford Bridge, and all the way till the end of the game we was drawing, and Kalu scored to take it to a replay at Roots Hall, and then we went there and we smashed them at their ground. But the revenue they got from that game alone was brilliant, and then having two games against them again, fantastic for them. I personally think replays are so much better than all of this what's happened now. I personally think. I know it adds to the schedule, and I know that it adds to the draw. It adds like fatigue in some ways. However, go a pair of balls, Premier League players, because it's nice to say you're paid enough, so you can't complain at all. It's the ones beneath, but they're the ones that want it more. So
I could sort of understand that argument. To be honest, that sort of rule that Matt was talking about in terms of like teams below the championship being at home, I'd much prefer that being implemented as opposed to bringing back the replays, because fixture congestion is a problem. And even just like with things like the Champions League format as well, where we have all of the games in the league table, and then after that we have playoffs just to see who gets into the last 16. It's like, my God, even that is too much. You know, watching it the other week, it's like, oh sure, this is to get into the. Oh, we're not even in the round of 16 yet. My God. I think just fixture congestion is such a problem these days, and I think it takes away from the quality, especially in tournaments in summers. Like for example, this year in the World Cup, players are knackered by the time it gets to the summer, and it does take away from the quality. Not overtly, but it must do. I mean, some players are playing 60, 70 games a season.
If you want to talk about knackered, like the knackered players, PSG, Chelsea, and Man City, with the FIFA Club World Cup also that happened over the summer. I think since August 2024. They've only had 4 weeks off.
And it's like, you can earn all the money in the world. I get, and Matt, I do understand the whole, like, look, some of these players are on like 400 grand a week. So in certain cases, it's like, shut your mouth and, like, you know, be happy that you're in this privileged position. But at the end of the day, I mean, they are human beings, and the fatigue does come into play. And when players come out and have the gall to kind of, people like Van Dijk have said in the past, you know, like, we're playing far too many games. You know, they're saying it. They're not just saying it because they're bored and they just want to cause a riff. You know, there's clearly a problem. But
if we want to talk about fixture congestion, it also does loop into the age-old question. We're the only major European country with not just that, but we also have 2 cup competitions. We've got the EFL and the FA Cup, which, to be honest, after a certain point, the FA Cup is just the EFL Cup.
Spain have 2, don't they?
No, they have
Copper.
The Super Coppa is the top 4 teams.
Oh,
so it's the winners. I think it's the winners and runner-up of the Liga. And the winner and the runner-up of the Copa del Rey, unless it's the then they go to Abu Dhabi.
But they turned that into a competition. They just used to be their version of the
Community Shield,
like the Community Shield. But then they turned it into a tournament. So that's kind of one they were making a little bit. But yeah, normally it's only just one cup, one league. I think that's.
But I think it's still their Spanish Super Cup. It's just 4 teams in it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that. One other thing that it actually does bring me on too in the way about the fixture congestion, and I want to know what your thoughts are on this. So with PSG against Chelsea, Chelsea have, I think, 8 games in March. I think we've got quite a congested schedule. Like in March we did, or it's like for the next couple of weeks or something like that. But PSG, after the draw was made, wrote into League like hierarchy and asked for their game against Nancy, I believe, to be postponed until after the tie. So it meant that they have a break between the Chelsea game and the second leg.
Yeah,
and it was granted.
All right.
I'm sorry,
but
that does
that's
my nutting.
Not surprising.
That
to be
does
fair.
my nutting.
The thing is, that's
why.
That's not the first time it's happened. It's happened a lot of times in Europe. But when English clubs have written in, I think English clubs wrote in a few years ago, because I think it was due to the travel limitations. I think with the Europa League, I think it was Chelsea and Spurs or something along the lines, because they were doing ridiculous amount of travels. They were like traveling on a Thursday, getting back late afternoon Friday, but then had the fixture on the early Sunday game. And they said, "Oh, can we just not push the game back by a day?" And the FA said no. Like the FA has always historically said, "This is the fixtures, you're playing it."
I think
so that does you nutting, Matthew, because the Premier League aren't as lenient as sort of other European leagues.
a bit of both. So my argument is that a bit like the thing of the money thing. I think that personally, no, you shouldn't have that benefit. At the end of the day, you play these competitions. You should stick to your schedule. However, I lean more on the other side of the argument of that these players, when it comes to European competition, you want to make sure that your clubs are doing the best that they can do, and if that means giving them a break, I do agree that giving them that is you should be able to. There was a famous game between, I believe, Liverpool was involved, and it was a few years back. They had a European game, and then they also had a cup game.
Oh, it was the cup game against Aston Villa.
And they weren't even 24 hours apart. The game. Oh, that's
on
it.
the same day.
It was the
World Cup.
It was the Club World Cup because they just got back from Japan or something like that on the Monday.
So they
were playing on the Tuesday. So they registered the under-18s.
Yeah, and that's it. They had to do that. And for me, that's a problem. That's a problem. So,
that's also the reason why Trent and Kelleher had such stupidly high squad numbers, because that's when they were registered and they just stayed like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, in those instances, that's when you should definitely be able to be granted some kind of reprieve, like, you know, to be for things to be postponed or set back or whatever.
Like, surely
no. And also, I think what also annoyed me about that is the idea that basically, like, it's not like they didn't know the Club World Cup was on. Like, basically, since we won we were going to be playing in that because we won the Champions League. Like, we were going to play in that. So it's not like if you knew we were going to be away like in January, so why put that fixture? Why can't you just say, okay, we move this? It's not like it came out of nowhere, that tournament. And I think that's what annoyed us. But then at the moment, to be fair, at the time, it's like, well, we're going to go there because that's what we were going to go and do. We planned for that. So sorry, we've got to pick one or the other. But but that's a unique circumstance though, because obviously I think PSG probably got away with it because they've pretty much single-handedly probably keeping that league going.
Yeah, I was just that's a good point. That's probably why they if someone like Gangon or someone like Nantes went there, like, shut up, like you're so wonderful.
Like 100%.
Play your games.
If PSG want to run, like, I mean, obviously again, PSG, like, the league is a little bit of a title which is probably going on this year in French league, but like, that's probably why they got it. I think it's because it's like, especially when Spain and stuff go it, or again, it probably is the money, as I said, but also they've probably got more power than we have down. Like, we wouldn't do it here, but then I get the PSG one because again, like, they're the only teams keeping it going for the last 10 years.
And speaking in Europe as well, like, PSG are the only team in the Champions for France that are really holding that up as well. So it's like, do what you want, lads.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where the rest of the French team finished today. Not even make the playoffs. Some of them.
Oh, I don't know. I can't even.
So you've got Lille still in Europa League because they're playing Aston Villa. It's in a repeat of the
Marseille got knocked out in
Emi Martinez house and then Strasbourg.
They got done up by Benfica.
Strasbourg finished top of the Conference League.
They did, didn't they? Yes.
Good knowledge.
With Gary O'Neill. Gary O'Neill was our next Chelsea manager. I can't wait.
After he's won the most prestigious European competition of all in the European Conference League.
You can only win what's in front of you.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Very true.
Yes. Right. So one of the things that has happened in English football, though, and it's been talked about in the EFL, is an expansion upon the playoffs. Now, at the moment, there's only 4 teams that go through to the playoff competition, and it's a 2-legged semi-final and then the final.
Yep.
Whereas now they're thinking, am I right? 6 teams will now be going through.
I think they've agreed it. I think they've agreed it to be like National League style. So
let's go.
So the top 2 in the playoff positions are automatically in the semi-finals, and they are drawn at home for the second leg. Whereas then it will be so it'll be 5th versus 8th in a 1-leg playoff at 5th, and then 6th v 7th in a 1-leg playoff at the 6th team's home ground in a 1-leg like the National League. I think it's good because the playoffs are really exciting.
Yeah.
But I think the EFL, the more dressing matter is in the EFL is more down in the lower leagues, is that only 2 come up from the National League and only 2 go down. When you've got teams, so like last year in the not Barnet, I can't remember who finished second, but they were 30 points ahead of who they were playing in the playoff final. Like, as exciting as it is for a neutral.
You're talking about
that they still went through.
The Wrexham Notts County thing, right?
not just that, but it's happened again last season that there was like a 30-point gap between second and sixth who are playing in the playoffs. But surely it should be because they're protesting at the moment a 3-up campaign, because it's not that big of a deal to make the bottom 3 go down of League Two and the top 3 go up, the top 2 automatically up in League, because League Two already has
changing a line.
League Two already has 4 teams going up into League One. They have 3 automatics in the playoff.
Yeah,
scrap one of those teams going automatically up, and then just make it going down. It's just there, move a line.
Move a line.
It is.
Yeah, it's
just move a line.
I know it is. That's the way you say it.
Fundamentally speaking, that's all it is.
Just move the line.
Yeah.
That's all they've done with the EFL.
I've come up with an
that's all they've done with the Championship. Just made that line 2 places down.
I mean, and also it's really weird. It's only one. It's like, out of all the football league tiers, like they're the only one that has 2 down. Like everyone else has got 4, 3. Like, but that 2, it's like just put up to 3. It seems like a no-brainer to me. But again, we are talking about football organisations and stuff, so they don't like change too much, do they?
Because it's only really come about the 3-up campaigns really only taken heat, like really momentum, since Robbie Savage has been Forest Green's manager.
Oh, cool.
Why has he been the front runner for this kind of for putting this through? Or?
Well, I think he was. I think they were at the time he was second to Carlisle, but they were like 20 points ahead of third, and they were just surely we're the top 2 teams. Surely we should both go up. Yeah. And I think recently it's just got up.
I just think it's too like getting out of that league is in like as
it's so hard.
Getting out of the comp. It's ridiculous. Like as a obviously Liverpool, like where they might be threatening with that. Like I always say, if we go down, we're done. We're not getting back up for the next 10, 20 years. It's impossible to get out of that unless you're like.
There's some big teams down there. Wrexham spent 15 odd years down there. Torquay are down there, and I remember them being sort of always relevant because of Soccer AM.
Dagenham
and Redbridge down there. Oldham have been down there, and they're a former Premier League team.
Yeah.
I think Southend got relegated again. Are they down there, or are they National League South?
Just double check.
See where they are.
Yeah.
My local teams, Aldershot and Woking, are down there. And Aldershot was a Football League club 10, 20 years ago.
I do follow football with Southend United, but like it.
Didn't you used to do the photography there?
No, that was Basildon United. Basildon United, I've done the photography there for. No, it's National League. National League.
Not that bad.
Yeah. But yeah, I do.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that out of all of them, from everything that I hear, what I've seen over the years, I think League One's the hardest, because you get teams they've got barely any money, so there's nothing there. It is literally the bare bones of a team. And like Wrexham, no wonder they went straight through it, because they had the money to just go, have that, see you later, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with that, to be fair, because because obviously it was obviously that one season when we Crawley were in there, and how the level was completely different from how they always say from like National League to League Two, it's kind of it's kind of similar, just a little bit higher, but when you go from League Two to League One, it's completely different, and it is difficult. I mean, we obviously went down that season, we struggled, but I can agree with that. League One is a tough league to get out of, and obviously Championship is also tough, but League One, I agree with that one. It's tough. It's a really different level.
I've just had a quick look. Halifax, who currently occupy the last of the playoff spots, are 32 points behind Rochdale, who are top. They are 33 points ahead of the relegation zone. They're 1 point different from being closer to the relegation zone than being promoted. And that they could be promoted by beating York City, who are 30 points ahead of them.
And don't we actually have a title race for the first time? Because how many times there's always a team that runs away with it every season?
Well, you got Rochdale on 88, York City on 36. Rochdale have a game in hand. And then you got Carlisle United on 72. Forest Green, Robbie Savage's Forest Green Rovers are slap bang in the middle on 65 points. So they're not really pushing automatic, but also not really at threat of going down. Although Fowney, Southend, 4 games in hand and only 2 points outside the playoffs. Boys could be going
4 games
up.
in hand. I love when you see that in lower leagues.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like, what?
Some teams got 8 games. Was it a couple of years ago when one of the Cornwall teams, was it Truro, who had 8 games in hand?
Oh, don't.
And they ended up having to go Monday, Wednesday, Saturday for a week.
Yeah.
It's a couple of weeks.
And you always get it's because of the called off. We all know because the called off games aren't about December and January, isn't it? Because the pitches have called off all the time.
They end up getting a winter break because the league can't handle it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I remember when I used to do the photography for Basildon United, and there was one season I remember, and it was 8 games in hand, and I was like, seriously, like this is ridiculous, this is insane. But it happens, it happens. But we'll finish off the playoff, the conversation with what is your most memorable playoff moment from over the years? Mine has to be obviously there's the one with the Troy Deeney one.
That's what I was going to mention. I mean, that was a
Leicester.
great one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was going to say yeah. Fun.
I was actually going to go with Derby County versus QPR. Zamora. When the
Oh, that's the 1-0. Yeah. In like the 83rd minute or something. Yeah, that was a brilliant one. Yeah.
Completely dominated by Derby in that game. They were. Yeah. Wasn't it Lampard's Derby as well?
Watching that one, yeah.
It was. I think it was. And they'd had an amazing season. They just fell short. Yeah.
Because Lampard's Derby lost to Villa, I think.
Oh, was it Villa?
Yeah, they lost to Villa because it was 2. Yeah, because.
It wasn't Derby in the final, no?
No, it was in the final. It was Derby Villa because it was Frank Lampard's Derby.
Oh, yeah, because he was semi-final guy, wasn't he?
I'm thinking further back then.
Further back.
Yeah, because that was the QPR, wasn't it? The QPR versus
QPR. That was Harry Redknapp when they'd just been taken over by like Tony Fernandez of the F1, so they had money.
Right.
Because the following season they bought like Julio Cesar, Jose Bazingua, one of the Man United twins, which you can never really tell which one's which.
Yeah.
Was the Derby manager Gary Rowett? Is that right?
Oh, that might be a show.
That's a good shout.
I've got a feeling it might be Gary Rowett.
Right,
I can't remember. But I remember they were very good, and QPR just got a goal right at the last. That's what I remember. But any others?
Bobby Zamora.
Don't come to mind. No, memorable. I mean, it's tough to beat the Troy Deeney one. Knockhard missed penalty up the other end. Troy Deeney with the winner. Yeah, I mean that was just. That's probably the best one.
It was Steve McLaren.
I think
who managed?
Steve McLaren.
Steve McLaren was Derby manager.
Derby manager. Oh right, I thought you meant.
Didn't he finish his time with FC Twente? Then he went there, didn't he, or something like that, wasn't it?
Steve McLaren's had a weird set of career. He got Jamaica into the World Cup playoffs and thought, I'm out.
But yeah, any for you, Stu?
I mean, I think for me, just because it was a big feeling for the town at the time. Obviously, Crawley Crew League 2 playoffs when we beat them 2-0. It was massive for the town because obviously, like literally everyone was there. Like literally the entire most of the town was like, yeah, we're off to Wembley, and because obviously we've had a couple of like league promotions, but we never have gone playoffs. So like it was a mass, and the way we done up MK Dons before in the semi-final as well. Yeah, that's like mental. So for I think just from local, that's my memory because obviously it was my sister went there, a lot of her friends went there. It was a massive game, and it was a big thing for the town. So that's probably my favorite playoff moment. Yeah.
I've one in my mind. I actually don't remember if this was in the playoffs or not. I think it was one of the semi-finals when Villa played Leeds when
Marco Bielsa.
Bielsa was at Leeds, and do you remember, I think Villa scored a goal when a Leeds player went down injured, and it was a really controversial moment. And they spent about 5 or 10 minutes. I think that was a playoff semi-final, wasn't it? I think it was anyway. I really can't be certain. I could swear it was.
Is that the one when it's like the manager said to score goal, like
just score the goal? Yeah, just go get it. They spent like 5 or 10 minutes arguing, and then they scored the goal of the opposite, and they were still rowing about it. Like I thought that was.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember because I remember.
I don't think it was a league match. That's the thing. I'm almost certain that was a playoff.
I remember because I think it was also the same season Leeds and Derby met in the playoff, and it was the Spygate.
Oh, where one of his coaches was like spying on his training or something.
Yeah.
I think that was it. I think that
because it was Leeds Derby in the semi-final, because then it was Derby Villa in the final. So I think it must have been a regular league game.
No, well then it must have been because it definitely wasn't a final. So
there we go,
never mind.
Okay.
Don't know why I thought that was a playoff. Anyway,
it's all right.
It does feel like a playoff moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Right, okay, well, we're going to move on to our Super Six. We're going to smash through this bit. Obviously, it is Champions League week for these ones. So we are going to do the Champions League games, actually. So now, the first one...
So no pressure on me to get these out quickly, then.
Oh, no. It's me doing the shorts. Don't worry, I've got it, Stu. You're fine.
Some more pressure on you. Okay, cool.
But yeah, hurry
up.
up.
I see.
Right. Anyway, so the first game is Newcastle United versus
This is going to be
Barcelona.
a belter. This is going to be a belter.
St. James's
Yeah,
Park.
I'm looking
Now,
forward to this one.
I forgot this. They met earlier in the season and lost 3-0 thanks to 2 goals from Marcus Rashford. What are we going for here? We'll start with Matt Ty.
It's a tough one because Newcastle at home in the Champions League, they bring an extra atmosphere.
Yeah.
But Newcastle recently have really struggled, and Barcelona just seem to keep finding another gear.
Yeah.
And I can't stand Barcelona, so I'm going to go. Honestly, Thomas Henning-Oviedo has ruined Barcelona for me. I'm going to go goals galore, 2-2.
Okay. My goals galore is very different to yours goals galore. I'm not gonna lie, David.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go for as well. 2-2.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope
Draws,
so.
interesting.
Well.
I thought I'd mix it up and not go for draws, and just because of the way Newcastle are a bit flaky, and obviously Barcelona. I put 2-1 Barcelona, but it's one of those games that I kind of really want to watch because it's got a potential for like Newcastle to do it. Because again, they do on their day. They're quite, they can do big teams. So, just to make it safe, I'll say 2-1 Barcelona. But I'd be happy if I'm wrong here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm the same as you, Stu. I'm going to go 2-1 Barca, but hoping that, like I say, like Stu says, I am wrong, and it is actually
I'd love
real
Newcastle to still be in it when they go to Camp Nou.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't want them to get blown away in the first
I
round.
don't think they're going to get blown away. I don't.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, it'll be close.
No,
because if it's like
Barcelona's been a bit
like
iffy
3 or
lately in the
4-0
league.
tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's game over.
It's just game over.
Yeah. Well, we've said this before, but Barcelona's been turned over by another team in the past. So
yeah, but that's a different kettle of fish.
That is true. Anyway,
Remontada.
right. So, the next game is at oh god, I can't remember the name of their ground, so I'm not even going to pretend I know.
Who is it?
Atletico Madrid versus Spurs.
Wanda Metropolitano.
That one. There you go. Yep. So yeah, that's
it's good to know some of those names are pretty,
Yes, there we go.
I think it's been drawn to host the Champions League final in a couple of years as well.
Oh, there you go. I'm not surprised. Very nice stadium. But what do we think with that one? We'll start with David this time.
What's the fixture? So Atletico and
Spurs.
who are they playing again? Oh, it's Spurs. Of course, it's Spurs. Yeah, mighty Spurs. Oh my God.
In Europe, yes, mighty Spurs.
But in Europe, yeah, quite right. Yeah. But I do think I'm going to go 2-1 Atletico.
2-1. Okay. Stuart.
I'm going to add an extra goal to that and put 3-1 to Atletico. Because I just think Atletico they're quite good, to be fair, and the way top them are, I can see them getting done over. But again, I don't see how Spurs, unless again they have been good in Europe, but I don't know. I mean, you don't know what to expect with this Spurs side, but Atletico Madrid at home, it feels like a fair shout to me. So 3-1 to Atletico Madrid.
Okay. I'm going to go 2-0 Atletico. I think defensively, the Simeone side is always going to be tough to break down, and I don't see anyone in this Spurs side that's going to break it down. Tudor is pants of a manager, and I think he's probably going to be the worst manager in Premier League history.
I give him a pass. He's walked into a disaster. He's not. He isn't the disaster manager.
He's inherited a dumpster fire.
Exactly. Yeah.
True, but then he was also a dumpster fire of a manager with his record. So, it's a great combination. But yeah, so I'd go 2-0 Atletico.
Okay.
Matt.
I'm going 3-0 Atletico. Since signing Ademola Lookman, he's just been on insane form with them. And you got Julian Alvarez, Julian Alvarez, and Alexander Sorloth. Alexander Sorloth years ago had an awful season with Crystal Palace, and somehow he's just turned it up. So I think that front three, and again, Simeone signs are incredibly hard to break down. Spurs' best bet against who the other day just looked crossing it in with Matisse Tell and hoping it ricochets in, which I just don't think is going to work against the Simeone side. So 3-0 Atletico.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The moment Alvarez got his move to Atletico, I did sit there and say, this guy's going to be the real deal soon. Yeah. Not quite just yet, but I really hope he does, because I really rate him.
Chelsea keep getting linked with him. I wouldn't mind signing him.
Yeah.
I really
Get
wouldn't
rid of
mind.
Is he the
Garnacho.
fella
do
who
a
was at
swap
City,
deal.
right? I'm thinking of the right
He
person.
was at City. Yeah, he was at City.
Yeah.
He had a ridiculous 6 months because he won everything you possibly could do in football. Like you won,
Yeah,
you won the
yeah.
league, the Continental Cups, the World Cups, and everything like that, and then decided like, ciao.
Off
This
you
is
go.
it. Yeah.
Off I go.
Now let's see how good Matt Ty's knowledge is now. The next game is Atalanta versus Bayern Munich.
Oh, I should know
The
this.
Atalanta Stadium.
I should know this because we were there.
Atalanta
Yeah,
football
we
ground.
lost there not long ago. Ah.
What are we going for in this game? Let's Matt Ty stew on that one for a little bit. Stu, what do
It's
you
got a
reckon?
weird name.
Yeah, you've really messed him up with that one, haven't you? Like, you're making him really
Yeah.
think about that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get on Google because it's really going to annoy me.
Oh, okay, well, fair enough. I mean, no, I mean, to bet against Bayern Munich would be, I mean, bold but crazy. So I'm going to put 3-1. Was it 3-1 Bayern Munich, to be honest? Because again, like, what can you say? They've been absolutely fantastic in League and Champions League so far this season, so they should win this quite comfortably. But again, Champions League's a funny old thing, so you never know. But yeah, I would go Bayern Munich 3-1.
Yeah. I'm actually saying, well, Bayern are my favourites to win the competition and go all the way. I'm going 3-0 in that game. I think they will absolutely batter them. Matt Ty, are you ready or are you?
So for sponsorship reasons, it's currently known as the New Balance Arena, but its official name
Terrible name.
I know. It's got two other Italian names. You've got the Stadio di Bergamo or the Stadio Atleti Azzurri d'Italia.
That's nice.
Okay.
Oh, they're both of them are quite good. I think I
they're
go for the
both
first one.
better than New Balance Arena.
Yeah. What?
It's better than the
That's
Vitality Stadium.
It's better. Like, do you remember when Newcastle it was JD at sportsdirectarena.com or something like that?
Oh, that's
Like,
awful.
no.
And every Newcastle fan just went, no.
Yeah. What are you going for then, Matt Ty?
See, Atlanta at home is tricky, as Chelsea fans we know, but Bayern Munich just seem a different machine. 3-1 Bayern.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1 Bayern as well. I think one of the I have Bayern as favourites as well. I think one of the reasons being as well. I think the last time I checked, they're about 10 or 11 points clear in the Bundesliga, so they'll have that wrapped up in probably the next month or two, so they can focus entirely on Champions League football. So and Kane is absolutely romping it at the moment. He's just banging in goals for fun. So yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1 Bayern.
I know what's going to happen in this game now. It's going to be 3-0 all the way through the game. And then in the last minute, Atalanta can score a goal and take my 5 points away from me.
That'd be lovely. That'd be lovely.
Instead.
This is why you always put a goal.
Absolutely
This is
fantastic.
why you put a goal.
Inject it.
Just saying. I'm trying to help you here. I'm trying to help you.
I know, but I'm stubborn. Right. So the next game is Bayer Leverkusen versus Arsenal.
Bay Arena.
Yes, that is right. I know
Yeah, you
that.
got that
right,
one.
actually, yes.
Nice.
Right. So in this one, I'm going to go with 2-0 Arsenal in this game. Yeah, 2-0 Arsenal. Matt Ty?
Leverkusen have been a bit hit and miss this season. Like, let's not forget Ten Hag lasted, I think, 2 games before they sacked him, which is takes being quick firing to the new level. Because I thought Patrick Vieira had one of the shortest runs, or not Patrick Vieira. Was it Frank de Boer?
Frank de Boer.
Oh, yeah, I
four
remember that
matches,
one.
and
4 or 5
everyone
matches.
thought,
Yeah.
like, this is no. So well done him. I don't. I'm 1-0. 1-0.
1-0. Okay. Sit on the fence. David?
Spiky.
Well, I was going to go 2-0, but I don't want to keep copying. I'm going to go.
Join
No,
me.
sorry, I'll go 2-0. 2-0 Arsenal. Yeah.
Right. Sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Arsenal Arsenal have been pretty amazing in Europe as well this season. So I put 2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah. Okay. And then we move on to the European champions PSG versus Chelsea. It is in France. The Parc des Princes.
Parc des Princes. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right, cool. I've got it wrong then.
Yeah.
Matt Ty.
if this was a year ago, I'd be fully backing PSG. But this is a different PSG side, and Chelsea beat them in the Club World Cup final in July 3-0, and that was a stronger PSG side, in my opinion, to the one that is currently there now. And we did rest a few players against Wrexham, so I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay. David.
Like it.
I'm not as familiar with PSG this season, to be honest, but I do think they will win and go through in the tie overall. I'll go 2-1 PSG.
Okay. Stu?
Yeah, I think I agree with David with that one. I think again, it'd be if it's close, and obviously the next leg maybe, but I'm going to go PSG to win 2-1. But I'm surprised you didn't say the best team in the European champions versus the world champions. You missed an opportunity there.
Why didn't you give
Because
my
it's an
chance? I've done my
illegitimate
prediction yet.
competition.
I haven't done my predictions yet. Give him a chance, Stu. Give him a chance. Okay?
He forgot.
The
No, but you
world.
said it before. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
The champions of the
Quite
world.
rightly as well. Yeah.
No,
It's 4 years as well.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love the 2 seconds of it as well.
Oh, God.
No, so
It's funny.
I think this will be the game of the round. I think of fixtures. I think that Chelsea are going to be right up for this. João Pedro looks fantastic at the minute. If we can pull off a good attacking display, then I think we're right in it. But if we decide to go at all defensive, we are screwed. So
Regardless,
we're
not keeping a clean sheet.
No, we're not. I'm going to go 2-2 in this game. I think Chelsea will carry over second leg, then we will, fingers crossed, do it at home. But yeah, I think the likes of Dembele and
I think the thing is, though, I think half of them are currently injured. That's why they wanted to delay, wanted a game.
I think Doué's come back, and I think Doué's fit now.
Desiree Doué's come back, but I think Dembele's still out injured, and I think Kvaratskhelia is only just returned, so he's probably only for one leg.
I'm not gonna lie, a little bit of me. I don't mean I've heard loads about this Desiree Doué, and he done really well last season for PSG. I want to see him now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really want to see what he's made of.
He was absolutely electric in that final against Inter.
He was very good.
But I really want to see what he's made of in these games, because now he's seen as a player that, right, can we rely on you now? That sort of player. So yeah, it would be interesting. And then we've got the most annoying game in Champions League football. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so bored of it now. In Real Madrid versus Manchester City. They've played 13 times since 2016. Can we give it a rest now? David.
Sorry. It is better than I know what you mean. There's a bit of fatigue now with this fixture, and I do, especially when it's not towards the sharper end of the tournament as well. It's a round of 16 match. Although I will always take Real Madrid City over Real Madrid Atletico Madrid, because that is the worst fixture. That is the most overhyped European fixture, I think. That
was a really dull Champions League final.
Horrible, because it's just all about winning fouls and trying to calm the ref. Those two sides play each other. It was terrible. Anyway, where's the first leg being played?
Madrid.
In Madrid.
Bernabeu.
Bernabeu. I think Madrid are starting to falter a little bit under Arbeloa. I think they've lost their last 2 league games.
That's not working.
They're struggling at the moment. So I'm gonna go.
Didn't they lose to Getafe?
Yeah, and one other not great side as well. And they went out in the Spanish Cup as well. I think to a very, as Matt mentioned earlier on, a very not great side. But anyway, I'm gonna go with. I'll go with 2-1 City, I think.
Okay. Stuart?
It's one of those games. It's gonna go against my fibre of my being, and I'm gonna go for a draw because I can't really think where to go. So I'm gonna go 1-1.
You hate both sides. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Both sides have denied his team trophies in many different seasons.
Two teams that define
I could deal with City.
Yeah.
I could deal with City to a point, but Real Madrid I just despise with all my being. I despise that club so much. It's caused me so much pain for so many years. So
I love it.
I can't be dealing with them. So
yeah. Okay. All right then. So you're going for a draw. What did you say? 1-1?
Yeah. 1-1.
1-1. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go 2-0 City, and I think this game will show how far Real Madrid have actually dropped. Like that, the level of Spanish football, I think, is at its lowest it's been for years now. And I think Premier League teams will just go there and just spank them. So yeah, I think 2-0 City at the Bernabeu. So yeah, Matt, the last one. Go on.
I'm going to go 3-2 City purely because there's always goals in this fixture.
Yeah, there is.
There's never just a dull one.
True enough.
Yeah.
There's always goals. They both play when they want to. They can play really open, fast football, and plus it helps the coefficiency to get a fifth Champions League side for England. So 3-2 City.
Fair enough. I think as well
Definitely going for that fifth coefficient. But I really want that now.
As soon as that fifth place is confirmed, every other English team can lose in my book.
There you go. Yeah. Right. Well, that is it for this week. So that please obviously don't forget to like and subscribe, and please follow all our channels. You're on Spotify as well. Love to hear any of your thoughts as well and the ideas you've got for any future videos as well. Okay. But you take care, everyone. We'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.